and she's sitting right there, and I'm burning memory card after memory card. Says a lot about Khwai, doesn't it, when your backup sighting when nothing else comes is a leopard and just poses like this. Like, this is one of the most epic natural history moments I've seen, for a leopard to hold her ground against two lions.
My name is Anuru, and I'm a nature photographer. My friends and I recently spent close to a month in the deserts, deltas, and forests of Botswana, where we had some intense and up-close wildlife experiences. This is a story from that epic adventure.
So we're done with one half of our Botswana trip. We're now on to the second half. The last half was all about the pans. We started off with Kama, then we were at Kubu. We then spent a long time at Naipans. Now we're moving closer to the delta, and we're going into Khwai, which is almost the transition from the pans to the delta. And I'm looking forward to this because Khwai is going to be about the big cats, a little more than Naipan was, even though there are elephants at Khwai and I'm looking forward to photograph them. But I'm guessing the focus at Khwai is going to be a lot more about big cats.
Large herds of game along the Khwai River further fueled the flame on big cat sightings. For predators, there was an always-on, large, unlimited buffet spread along the river. The Khwai is one of the rivers that flows into the Okavango Delta. We'd camp at the Mogoto Community Campsite along the river, a part of the Khwai Community Concession. The Khwai Community Concession is approximately 2,000 square kilometers on the northeastern edge of the Okavango Delta. Adjacent to the Moremi Game Reserve and bordered by the Khwai River, this region exemplifies community-driven ecotourism. It is managed by the Khwai Development Trust and is overseen by the local village community of Khwai. The trust ensures that all profits from tourism activities and game drives directly benefit the community. On the first couple of days, we drove up and down the river, which flows from east to west, making for gorgeous light at sunset and sunrise. We saw large elephant herds and hippo harems. Occasionally, we'd cross the Mbudi Channel and drive through the small island formed by the Mbudi Channel and the Khwai River, which made for an amazing wildlife viewing area. Unlike in Naipan, where we could park ourselves at the waterhole for most of the day and wait for wildlife to show up, at Khwai we had to drive around to track wildlife. It involved a lot more skill and regular check-ins with fellow campers on sightings and pointers. As hopeful as we were, we had little luck with the big cats on our first 3 days.
We've been photographing elephants mostly, and that's been great. No complaints whatsoever. I can be photographing elephants throughout. But it'll be nice to see maybe a predator, maybe the wild dogs. Looking forward to seeing any big cats here. I've heard a lot about leopard and lion sightings here in the last couple of weeks. It'll be good to see some big cats as well. Let's see how that goes. But makes me wonder why things are so quiet. I mean, from everything I've seen of Khwai, it's supposed to be a great place for predators, but we haven't seen any in 4 drives here. It's only been 4 drives. We have, I think, 6 or 7 more. So let's see how it pans out.
Spoiler alert, it did not pan out any different that afternoon.
Morning. It's 5:20 a.m. Our 4th day in Khwai, and I'm looking forward to my third morning drive. We've had 5 drives, and all so far we've seen a lot of elephants. We've seen some amazing large breeding herds. We've seen some really young calves. We've seen a lot of hippos. We've seen a large number of antelopes. But the one thing we haven't seen so far is big cats. And last night there was all kinds of big cat activity around our camp. We could hear lions roar really close by. I could feel it inside my chest how close the lion was roaring. Last evening, while we missed it, other cars got a leopard. They saw leopard kill a warthog, and the kill and the leopard we expected to. We hope that it's still going to be there on the other side of the crossing. So looks like today is going to be hopefully a good day for us to track and find some big cats. It'll be great to see that leopard. It'll be great to see the lions that were calling. And yeah, 5 drives done, 6 more to go here. hopefully today is going to be the day.
We started earlier than usual, drove to the MOD crossing, and waited till there was enough light to cross over. We wanted to be the first at the leopard sighting. You can take an Indian out of India for a game drive, but you can't take Indian game drive behavior out of an Indian. Being the first matters to us because those few additional seconds before anyone else comes to the sighting is when the magic happens. What magic? I don't know, but I believe it with all my heart.
So we've now crossed over and we're going to be looking for the leopard. And I pulled out the most important scientific tool that there is in the history of mankind to be able to track leopards better, which is my hat. And I think the reason why we didn't see cats all these days was because of the ugly fur cap that I was wearing. So we're done with that for good for now. Let's see if we're able to find the leopard with this, and then this stays on forever for the rest of the trip. We're still looking for the leopard. I think we found another clue up ahead of another vehicle being there, which is probably how most people found out about the leopard yesterday. So we're driving towards that.
But my luck evened out a bit on our way to the leopard because I came across, in retrospect, the rarest animal of the trip.
So while we were looking for the leopard, we had an amazing sighting of a herd of 5 sable. It's a lifer for me, absolute brilliant. For me, a sable is higher on the list of things I need to photograph in this landscape than leopards. So it's been an epic morning so far. We do see some vehicles on the other side which are trying to photograph the leopard. I think we'll go there in just a bit. So it's almost 9 now, and we've been looking for the said leopard on a tree since 5:30. But the good thing is that in the process of getting lost while looking for the leopard, we saw a herd of 5 sable, which is a huge lifer for me. I was really looking forward to seeing the sable here. And then we realized that we sort of got the location wrong. And now we finally found Sumit and Gayatri, who've also been looking for this leopard tree, and we're going towards that with some instruction from the fellow travelers who'd seen it, as well as from the map. So hopefully we should be there soon. I mean, the leopard is still on the tree. I could see it from the other side of the river. I got a shot. The red blood on the kill it's made is very, very evidently visible. So we're hopefully getting there in good time. So we're now at the leopard sighting, and it is a beautiful sighting. You have to get my camera out, but I think the leopard's going to be there for a bit. What a way to finally find the leopard. Makes you wonder if any of the trees that you drove by had a leopard on it. It's hidden so well. There you have it, a leopard with a kill on this tree. So leopards do this quite often in order to protect their kills from say lions or hyenas. They haul it up a tree and they eat it in intervals. They go for one round, which is probably what this leopard's done, and is taking a break. There's a fair bit of the kill left on the other side of the tree. The only thing it needs to watch out for probably is other leopards, which seems to be what it's doing keenly at the moment. But on a tree, no other predator that is larger than leopard can reach, so it's quite safe there. And right now it's just a very beautiful setting. We can see the clear blue sky behind the tree. It's good light, nice dappled light on the leopard, and the kill on one side, like a very, very nice serene setting. If I had to imagine a good leopard sighting, this is exactly what it would be. So super thrilled with what we've got today. And this hat isn't going anywhere. This is a magic hat. Think about what all I could have achieved if I actually had my shades on as well along with the hat.
After a while, the leopard came down the tree and sat by a bush right next to my window.
That's the leopard, the closest I've ever been to one. About 10 feet away from the car.
Past noon, it got really hot. We'd have stayed back if the leopard did, but he slunk into the bush, so we headed back too.
So the leopard, he went away back into the bush for a bit, and we lost him after that. It's 12:20 p.m. right now, really hot. We don't expect him to do much given how hot it is for maybe until afternoon, so we decided to go back to camp for a bit, maybe get some food and check with the rest of the campers if there's any interesting sightings on our side of the camp itself, and decide whether we want to come back here in the afternoon or whether it is that we want to stay back on that side and explore that a bit.
After a quick lunch, we came right back to the leopard, and we had such good timing. The leopard walked up to the tree just as we arrived. He climbed up the tree and posed for the paparazzi. Leopards are my favorite big cat. Pound for pound, they're probably the strongest cats. Their jaws can deliver a powerful bite at over 300 pounds per square inch. They either suffocate their prey with a precise throat bite or crush the skulls of smaller animals. They also have retractable curved claws that function like hooks, allowing them to grip and climb trees. Their claws are sharper and more curved than those of lions or tigers, aiding them in climbing trees while carrying prey sometimes twice their body weight. Leopards also have powerful forelimbs and shoulders, enabling them to wrestle and pin down prey much larger than themselves. Their long tail acts as a counterbalance during climbs and sharp turns. So all in all, a top predator. We spent all afternoon with this leopard. At the golden hour, he walked down from the tree, struck a few poses for all the photographers around, and disappeared into the bush. By now, everyone here had enough photos to write a book on this sighting. It was one of the most beautiful evenings at Khwai. Warm, golden hues all over the marsh. We spent the rest of the evening with this bull elephant in the marsh and headed back well after sunset. Our camp's more comfortable, dinner tastier, and sleep sounder on days we have spectacular sightings like this. If not deep scientific research, this at least warrants an A/B test. The next morning, we saw fresh lion pug marks near camp, and we followed them till they crossed into Chobi. We then drove back along Khwai, crossed the Mbudi, and came back to the leopard.
So fairly uneventful morning, except for me losing my mic somewhere along the way. Now I don't know where I've dropped it. Look for it in a few places, couldn't find it. And we're now back at the leopard, who is enjoying a nice morning siesta. And looks like he's finished a big part of the kill last night, so he's actually sleeping quite nicely in the open as compared to yesterday. So I'm wondering if I can make some Make some good shots of him sleeping, see if there's better angle somewhere.
We spent the morning taking photos of the sleeping leopard, who got up every now and then and moved about his perches.
While the leopard's there to my right on that branch doing its thing, to my left is a very interesting anthill, and it's got a number of skinks, lizards, and one very interesting frog that I saw on it. Now this frog is white. It's bright white, and it sticks out against the dull gray background, and I'm wondering why it would be the case, because it's easy for any predator to pick it up. And I also see a few bird droppings on that anthill which look exactly like the frog, so I think the frog's defense mechanism is to appear like bird droppings so that it doesn't get picked up. I mean, this is my guess, this is my theory. I don't know about this, but it'll be interesting to go back and read about.
I later learned that this frog is the grey foam nest tree frog, and the color had nothing to do with the mimicry of bird poop. These frogs transform from their typical grey coloration to white. The color change is a physiological response. It's a survival mechanism in Botswana's harsh heat. At this point, we believe we'd come to the end of this camel thorn tree sighting. A kill that's all but done, a sleepy leopard, and a day getting hotter by the minute. In the meanwhile, the leopard walked up along the bare branch in all her feline grace, which is when I realized that it wasn't the same leopard from yesterday. This one is a female, and given her proximity to the male leopard, probably a partner. If I had to make one more wish about making this sighting better, it would be to see the leopard sit on this beautiful bare branch. And this was right next to where we'd parked. In retrospect, this is also a day I should have wished for $1 million, because the most incredible things continued to happen. We heard alarm calls from antelopes in the marsh. A giraffe nearby was alert too. I thought the male leopard would be back. But much to my surprise, it was two lionesses who had everyone's attention. They walked right up to the tree with the leopard in the kill. Though there's a lot of game around, a half-eaten kill is still precious. The leopard made it all the way to the top of the tree. One of the lionesses tried to climb the tree too, but the kill was hauled too high up on a branch too delicate for a lioness. A stalemate ensued. Lionesses waiting below the tree and the leopard on top. One adult lioness, let alone two, is much larger and stronger than a leopard. A confrontation would not end well for the leopard. From what I've seen in documentaries, leopards mostly abandon their kills and scoot at the first opportunity they get when larger predators come about. Not just lions, but hyenas too. After waiting under the tree for an hour, the lionesses got up, walked right by my car, and began to rest in a neighboring tree. This was a great window for the leopard to make an escape, and sure enough, she came down the tree slowly, keeping an eye on the lions. I had my camera set in slow motion because I expected some fast-paced action. But instead of running, the leopard did something no one expected her to do. She sat down by the tree, looking in the direction of the lions, asserting herself as if to say that this was her tree and her kill. The lionesses, fully aware of the leopard's antics, did what they'd normally do around this time every day. They slept. It was still a stalemate, but the pieces were in different positions, and this went on for about another hour.
This leopard has been on the tree since the time we got here. and just before we took off, we saw a couple of lions come out of nowhere, and they were very interested in the kill. And eventually, the lions lost interest and went and slept in a tree far away. At which point, I thought she's gonna scoot. But to everyone's surprise, especially mine, she came down and sat below the tree the way she's sitting right now. You can probably see her in my frame there. And as if to say that this is her tree and it's her kill, and she's not letting go even if it's two lions around. Like, this is one of the most epic natural history moments I've seen, for a leopard to hold her ground against two lions.
Some inquisitive giraffes gathered around the lioness. It was almost noon and getting hotter. The lionesses, who fancied the warthog a couple of hours ago, didn't turn back to look even once and walked towards the marsh. I suppose that this is the Setswanian version of the fox and the grapes. A leopard, two lions, and a dead warthog. She then left for a quick drink.
So she just went back for a bit, got some water, and now came back and sat next to the kill again. Possibly to chase a buzzard away that was at the kill, but yeah, she's now at the kill.
Once she returned, she began devouring the kill. The carcass was now 3 days old and probably drawing attention because of the smell. She had all the more incentive to eat as much of it as she could. We decided to spend the rest of the afternoon with the leopard in case the male leopard were to return, or the lions were to come back, or just for the light to get better. With so much to eat, she took regular breaks in between to rest and came down the tree every now and then where there was more shade.
It's close to 1:40 p.m. now, and I'm burning memory card after memory card, photographing portraits of leopard in the tree bark. And there's some really nice dapple light falling on her right now. Happy with some of the shots I made. And just as I said that, she woke up. And I think that's the thing about spending time with the subject. We've been here since morning, and we've had a large number of opportunities to shoot portraits and behavior of this leopard. It's 2:30 now, and this is about when we should have been back, taking a shower, getting a meal, and I should have definitely been transferring my images back to a hard disk. But here we are in the hot afternoon, filling up memory cards with leopard images. I don't know when I'm going to back this up, and I'm really running short of memory, so let's see. And maybe if we wait for a bit, we'll see the other leopard, or maybe the lions will come back as well. So let's see.
Our greed for more action notwithstanding, most big cats do only one thing after a big meal. Though light was getting better, photo opportunities grew slim. The leopard finally settled into a comfortable branch and almost became one with the tree. We still waited till evening and finally called it a day. It seemed like the day's quota, or maybe the years, of incredible wildlife encounters around this camel thorn tree was finally done.
So it's 6:20 now, and we're heading back. We still need to cross the river, head to the other side, so it's going to be quite dark by the time we get there. and the leopard didn't come out. She continued to sleep. I think she had a sleep deficit. She's more than covering up for it. And no complaints about the way the day panned out, because it's been one of the most incredible days I've had in the field. Some of these are things I've only seen in TV about, like lionesses going for a leopard's kill, leopard on the tree and lioness on the ground. And we got that sighting because we gave ourselves the full day at this place, and we still have one more day and two more drives. I mean, if we do what we did today, it's one drive, but yeah, we still have one more day here. Let's see what that day has in store for us. वो लोग वो क्रॉसिंग कर रहे हैं. क्रॉसिंग है, कुछ देख रहे हैं. Lion. Sumit, lion on the road. So we just saw lions on the road while we were crossing. Light's almost gone. It's like 6:32. Sunset was 6:10. Let's see what we can get.
The two lionesses we saw earlier had crossed over and were resting on the other side of the Mbodi channel. It was almost dark, but the lionesses were in no hurry. They almost blocked my exit route. Khwai doesn't have set timings, tempting as it was to stay back. And indeed, these woods were lovely, dark and deep. But I had backups to keep, and files to store before I sleep, This was one of the best days in the field for me. I'd have taken seeing a big cat, but to see a different leopard, photograph her in that proximity, and then watch lions, and the interaction between lions and leopards are things I couldn't even imagine. It made me realize that maybe not everything in the wild is as dramatic as nature documentaries make of it. An encounter between two large predators doesn't always result in a fight or a flight. Sometimes, the predators go about their own ways without much ado. My next video from Botswana is going to be all about camping and overlanding. If you've liked this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos.